Hello and welcome to For the Love of Rugby podcast. I'm Shaunagh Brown and I'm joined by my pals Maud Muir and Sadia, who are fresh off the back of a Red Roses Grand Slam win. Good morning, Red Roses.
Good morning.
Good morning, Miss Brown.
Yeah, that's what I wanted back. So today we're at the Cabbage Patch, which is newly named the Red Roses Patch for the Six Nations. And we've had an upgrade. We've upgraded from the beanbags
Throne
to the thrones. How do we feel about them?
I wish it was pink, actually.
Okay, why pink?
For a lot of
On brand. It's okay. I quite like the floor. That probably says more about me.
No,
I
I
was
do
thinking
feel
that.
grounded, so grounded.
Stay grounded.
We do need to do that sometimes.
Yeah.
Just
Bare
sort of,
feet.
just.
Okay, I wouldn't go that far.
Well,
I
we've
wouldn't
had
go
a
that
barefoot episode. Also, I'm feeling a bit of Moulin Rouge.
far. Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of
Yeah, Moulin
crazy.
Rouge.
Kind of goes with the cowboy hat, actually.
Oh, just planted there.
Perfectly.
Maud, I feel like you would want to give us a song. I'm not asking for a song, but does it make you want to sing?
What, the hat?
No, Moulin Rouge.
I don't know any songs of Moulin Rouge.
Yeah, me neither.
Sorry, Shaunagh.
Maybe you can give us a
Yeah,
song.
no.
Shaunagh. It sounds
No.
like you want to give us
No, I'm
a
not.
song.
I'm not the performer here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, fair
We
enough.
all have a role on this podcast.
Yeah,
To
yeah.
perform is not my role. It's the morning after the night before. Did you go out?
Loosely. It wasn't,
yeah.
everywhere was closed.
Yeah,
And
sorry.
it was quite late, wasn't it? Late
Yeah,
kickoff.
I need to pick a bone of Twickenham in general. You know.
Oh, the whole of
The
Twickenham.
whole of Twickenham. I was
Twickenham.
gallivanting around Twickenham to try and find, someone with good vibes. Why are you shot early on a Saturday and a game day?
Wild.
Sorry,
I heard you tried to get in the patch, but it was too late.
it was too late.
Tried to
late.
get in here. The
Yeah.
commitment already made to go elsewhere, and
Yeah.
actions have consequences.
Exactly.
Yes,
exactly.
yes.
I just wanted a little boogie, to be honest.
Yeah, a little boogie.
And then we went back to the Lensbury, and the speaker was like really. It's been jittery all week, I must admit.
Yeah.
When you say the speaker, there's a person.
No, like
the
the
music
speaker.
Okay.
So you can't really boogie when like the song stops every
Yeah.
second of the.
And a lot of effort was put into trying to get a vibe,
Yeah.
but,
It was a lot of effort.
it was just nice to spend time with the girls, to be around the girls. But was it what we'd maybe
Envisioned.
pictured?
Yeah. And you
dunno.
have spent a lot of time with each
Yeah,
other.
we
You
have.
probably
We have.
wanted a bit of public interaction.
No. I'm happy just being us, to be fair.
Yeah.
So to recap, England win the Grand Slam by just a single
I
point
know, wild.
at Allianz Twickenham. And Scotland beat Ireland.
I know,
Crazy.
so good.
That was
The
a big
Scots.
surprise for me. I
The
Yeah.
lightning.
it'll be
Half the Lightning
it'll
team,
be
isn't it?
half of the Lightning team. Did you have some words? Is it all down to you? Did you send an inspirational text?
I won't take credit.
Did you get a chance to see the highlights? Because I know you would have been very,
Yeah.
very busy yesterday. Get a chance to see the highlights?
I saw Sarah Bonner's kick.
Kick,
chip and
interception,
chase.
insane.
Yeah, to Rona Lloyd.
Sarah Bonner doing Sarah Bonner things.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very
I did
cool.
watch that bit of the game on the coach, actually, as we
Yeah.
were driving into Twickenham.
Yeah, nice.
And I was cheering for Bonner. I was like, Bonner scored. No, I didn't say Bonner scored. She didn't score. Oh, mic drop.
Bonner scored. At the time of recording, Italy and Wales are still yet to play their final game in Italy after it was rearranged for the Pope's funeral. We're going to get straight into it this week. But first, for one last time of this Six Nations, what's going on the board, Sadia?
Oh.
I actually did have
Oh.
a physical thing.
And where is it?
It's in my car.
But because you previously had a thing, you spoke about pennies in Ireland.
Yes, but I didn't. I actually left that in Ireland. This one I actually had
Right.
to bring
So we are
with me.
getting closer.
Yeah.
So how far away is your car? A few meters?
2-minute walk.
So we're down to a 2-minute walk. Okay.
Yeah.
We're getting there.
Maybe if our listeners stay tuned in, they might get a piece from Sadia on the board
Yeah,
because
maybe.
it's getting closer.
I don't want to make
closer
any promises.
What was it?
It was, the Utrecht shield. Have you seen that on social media?
Yeah.
He'd made like smaller, like wooden versions. Well, he'd like use the same wood from the plaque that he has and made small ones to give out. And I was like, I'll bring this to put on the boards.
Yeah.
But you
Bring
didn't.
it.
Maud, come on. You never let us down. What treats have you got for our board?
Well, what have I got? I have got a piece of the celebrationary confetti, is it?
Yeah, I'll take that.
Confetti from the trophy lift. This is cute. Camilla, one of the little girls that watches us play, I don't know if she knitted it or I don't know who did, but she got that, gave it to
Very,
Sadia
very
to give
cute.
to me, actually. Very sweet, very sweet. It's a cute little knitted mouse that came with a little
yeah.
cream
I'd say
egg.
mouse.
Very cute, very cute.
Oh, and the cream egg was inside.
The cream egg was inside.
Makes
very
sense.
The
There it
medal,
is.
of course.
There it is.
A weighty
Good
medal,
weighty,
actually.
nice
Very
and weighty.
nice.
What does it say on the back?
Championes, championes, ole, ole. And then finally, a lovely sign that your friend Dottie
Little
gave
Dottie.
to us, which is very cute.
What's your
Goat,
favourite part?
Shaunagh Brown.
Oh, there it
Oh,
is.
the
What's,
goat.
what's your favourite part of that sign?
Something that went down very well. Who is Peter? Oh, that was funny. That was very, very funny, to be honest.
How did David react to that?
David messaged me, like asking a question, and then he signed it off. Love Peter XX. It was so funny. He really caught
That
on.
was really good.
So,
I know.
So we're still friends? He doesn't hate me
He
or
is.
anything?
He did love it. He cracked up.
And he's getting so much airtime for it.
I know.
Maybe it was tactical from me.
Probably.
He wants to come on as our guest,
Yeah,
doesn't
he
he?
actually would love
He
that.
would love that.
He would love it.
He
He'd
would
love the
that.
attention. For the audio listeners, the sign says, "Please, sir, can we have some Maud?" And then at the bottom, very small writing, it says hashtag goat Shaunagh Brown and hashtag who is Peter.
And if you don't know what we're talking about with hashtag who is Peter, you should definitely go back and listen to last week or see the videos on the socials, because Maud and I had a moment. I know we've not had a performance yet, Sadia. Just saying.
We haven't had a
Let's
performance
just-
on the
Maybe
Hashtag
I'll sign
just-
it off. I'll sign off the show with our performance.
Oh,
Oh, you have to stay to
And
the
there's
end.
even a
to
balcony.
listen.
There is a balcony. How perfect.
it was all
We can
meant
get
to
a full
be.
live
was.
performance.
Yeah, live. And Shaunagh, what have you brought to the board?
So I had a couple of bits from yesterday, actually, because I had quite the admin week. Nothing to talk about, but yesterday was the big talking point. I've got I know you love a really nice wristband.
Needs an iron.
That's better.
That is better. That
That's
is
so
better.
much better than last week.
Iron a wristband.
Sorry,
Yes.
inside joke.
Yes, Sadia.
Oh, sorry.
Sadia,
Sorry.
she insulted me on more than one occasion for having a creased paper wristband.
It was a joke.
And it wasn't a
For
joke
the
because
audio
she
listener.
was
It
serious.
sounded like it landed very, very well.
It wasn't a joke.
Anyway, moving on.
Wasn't a joke. And then I have my accreditation because again, it's my new role in this world.
Team.
It's
Well
to be part of
done.
the content team, be part of the help shine a light on you wonderful red roses to enable you to grow.
And
You
like
like
a rosebud.
So start with the beginning of the big week. A Monday selection calls are made. Is that correct? I've heard on the grapevine to find out if you're playing or not. Sadia, you weren't in the match day 23 this week. How do you feel when your phone rings before the conversations even happened?
Good question.
Oh, thanks.
I don't. There wasn't like any like nervousness or being stressed when you see Mitch call. I mean, everyone knew there was going to be selection calls, and whatever decision he's made. So like once he calls you, you have to just be prepared for whatever it is. So yeah, I just saw his name. I was driving at the time, and yeah, just saw his name. So the
That
call is
time
now.
of day. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you found out the bad news, you wasn't playing. The big thing for me always when you find out you're not playing is to understand why. Did he make that clear? And I'm not going to ask you if you agree because that would be unfair. But did you at least understand the reasons behind it?
Yeah, no, he made it clear like Mitch is someone who prides himself on being very transparent and direct with his players, which I think is the best way. And I actually agreed with what he said, which was more frustrating to agree. I think I'd rather have been like, oh, I should be out there.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was frustrating to obviously not be playing, but I think the biggest thing was for me was that I agree. So it was coming away from that conversation was like, obviously I have things that I need to work on and come back stronger within that. But yeah, he's very straightforward and he's very transparent with the squad, which creates a good environment.
Are you given that space to feel a bit sorry for yourself? Because in my opinion, you do need it. Are you given that space?
Yeah, and that's why he called us on a Monday. I think usually he gives us some more time with the tournament, obviously, and it being a 5-week tournament, and selection coming down to on performance. It was a short turnaround, but he respects the fact that, of course, you're going to feel disappointment or feel, upset or however way you want to feel. And he knows that he's very aware of that. So when he comes on the Tuesday into camp, he is very aware of the different kind of levels people will be on in that. But also as a squad, we know once you've been told you have your time to feel your way, when we get into camp, it's time to go and prepare the team in whatever way that is best.
And so, Maud, you're obviously close friends with Sadia. You got a starting shirt, a starting call up. So how do you manage your friendship, your relationship between the two of you, knowing that you're elated, you're high as a kite, you've got the starting shirt, knowing Sadia is not even playing?
It's a tricky one. Like, I don't think anything really changes. Like, I think as a group, we're very good at, if you're on a high, you don't really, not show emotion, but everyone on that Tuesday when we're back in as a group, we're all on the same page and we're all acting as normal, and like it's a very good environment to be in where you couldn't tell who was starting, you couldn't tell who was a pillar, you couldn't tell like who was what role, because everyone is that one aim at the end of it is for us all to win. So it's kind of, it's not really
one team, one dream.
Exactly.
And there's also no animosity. Like if it was the other way around and I was starting and Maud was not playing, she wouldn't feel away towards me and I didn't feel away towards Maud. We're also not in the same position.
I know, yeah, exactly. But take like Sarah Byrne and myself, like we've got such a good relationship that if whoever's starting, whoever's on the bench, we have that seamless transition, or we try to at least. But we're like, chat about the moves or whatever after the session or in the session, and we really try and be as open as we can to try and help the other person come off or come on as seamlessly as possible.
And it's that bringing each other together. You're not trying to fight each other for the same shirt. You're both working together to make the shirt better.
Exactly. And also like you have different strengths, like you want to be able to use that in the right ways.
Yeah. You mentioned pillar, Maud.
Yes.
What is a pillar?
A pillar. So a pillar is whoever isn't playing or isn't in the 23-man squad, woman squad. And they basically prepare the team as well as they can, as well as the Super 8, who are the bench.
I still love that.
And they're acting
Super 8.
Acting as the opposition for that training week. And it helps to prepare the starting team as best as they can for the game.
Yeah. And so this week was obviously the big week of going into the France game. Mm-hmm. Did much change in training? Because I think people have this vision from the outside thinking it's a big, massive week of training. You're going to go into France. I had in my mind that it's just another week of training in that you've done the hard work. You are still doing the hard work. Did anything change?
We didn't have to run in the session, which is quite nice.
Looking after your legs.
2-minute block we didn't have to do. That we usually did. But other than that, pretty similar, to be fair.
Yeah.
Nothing much changed. Just focus on us.
Yeah. Was there much of a change in mentality, and particularly the speeches that Mitch would have been given throughout in meetings?
Ooh, not so much.
I don't think so. Obviously, I think it changes from week to week depending on what the performance was and how we've been preparing into France. So I don't think anything changed drastically as in he'd come in like guns blazing, or because with an England squad that is such high level, everyone has that, everyone knows where they need to be. So he doesn't need to come and tell us. So I think he just says what he feels like he needs to, and then we go about it.
The big thing this week was that 80-minute performance, which I'm not sure we did manage to do that yesterday.
Talking about that later.
I know. But like a key thing throughout the whole tournament is we've had great first half, we've had a great second half, and it's changed each week, and we haven't managed to get that full 80-minute. So that was the key message. But although we probably didn't do it for the whole 80-minute, it was a real contest. Breaking news. Wales are currently ahead by 5 in the Wales-Italy game.
Oh,
thank you, Mia.
We're getting live updates from Mia Venner over there.
Wait, how did you find that out?
She just did hand signals.
Oh.
We've just got it all in this pod, haven't we?
I mean, the viewers will know the final score, but it's fun for us.
No, it is fun for us. Yeah. Right, let's talk game day. Let's go for the experience first, because I'm about the experience. I'm about memories, making memories. Take us inside the changing room at Twickenham on Saturday. And may I point out, it's the big proper changing room.
Yeah. It's a nice
Because I retired at the end of 2022, and 23 was the first time you girls got to go into the big changing room.
That.
So every time I played at Twickenham many times, but every time it's been in that side sort of school kid changing room.
Yeah.
So how exciting is it to be in the proper changing room?
Very cool. I like having my space, as everyone knows. I have
So much
lots
of
of
bags.
stuff, all the bags. I had so many bags yesterday, it was mad. But it's nice. It has like baths. I mean, I don't think anyone used the baths, but it's so roomy, and yeah, it's lovely changing room.
I feel like there's so much space. Do you have like different sections? Do you have different party areas?
Not so much. I think the pillars or the MPRs were round the back. The physio, there's like 3 beds, which is so lovely to have that much space. But like the groups, like the front row are sat together in the main bit of the changing room, second rows, etc., so that you can have those like little meetings with them at halftime.
Yeah.
Little meetings.
Little meeting.
Little chat. I am jealous of that.
Yeah, it is lovely. It is
Because
nice.
even whenever I did play at Twickenham Allianz, it was always before or after a men's game. So we was always just like the second.
Yeah,
The
we are
second
the
shirt.
main event now.
We are the
You
main
are
event.
the main event.
Or was it Rizzle Kicks?
flavour.
Who knows?
Me and Scazzy was having a great time watching Rizzle
Was
Kicks.
you?
Yeah. We were getting down with the trumpets.
I just wanted the
Get
rugby to start
down,
again.
get down. Nice, Sads.
I didn't even clock that. Well done, Moore.
I know.
Yeah. Sadia, I was going to say what were you up to pre-game. You've kind of started telling us. Just having a great time. What were you up to pre-game, not half-time yet?
So the pillars all met up pre-game for a brunch, which was very nice. Went to Megan's, had a brunch, couple drinks, and then
On Mitch's card, I heard.
on Mitch's card, on Mitch's
No
card.
way.
Yeah, he loves
Yeah.
it. He said #culture wins. And that was, he was like,
Stop it
going like,
right now.
Yeah.
He's
Sorry,
so funny.
is there a space for me in camp? Like, because just a little training spot. Do you need some bodies? I could just be a body.
I'm
I mean-
sure.
Because what is it? #culture.
Culture wins.
Culture. I can add to culture. If there's anything I can add to in this world, it's culture. Sorry, and it distracted. #culture wins. Mitch's card.
So I had a brunch, and then Emily Scarra and Mackenzie Carson were going to do the GSR Good Skies and Rugby live podcast right here in the Cabbage Patch downstairs.
Red Roses Patch.
The Red Roses
Nice,
Patch.
Maud. Nice.
And Skaz was like, if you guys want to come along, like maybe heckle us from the crowd.
Did you heckle?
Well, yeah. So
Obviously.
we walked in, and they were actually in the middle speaking about being a pillar. So of course I had to go pillars. And they said, Sadia, Georgia Brock, what are you doing here? They're like, come to the stage. I was
Oh,
like,
funny.
stop it! I don't want to come to the stage.
So you gate crashed their podcast.
Gate crash, yeah. Had a great time. Yeah, it was really good. Yeah, there was actually a really funny moment because it was me, George Brock, Ellie Kildan, and May Campbell who gate crashed. And
May
Ellie
would have
Kildan, the yapper she is, was yapping away on the mic. And Mackenzie goes, Ellie, this is not your podcast. And the
So
crowd
good.
was cracking. And she was like, yeah, fair enough.
Okay, so now we can go pre-game.
Pre-game, yeah.
I saw you met the Nilsson twins.
Yeah, the Nilsson twins. Really cool to meet some Olympians.
Yeah.
And it was their first rugby game, so they were buzzing just to be there. I think they knew Simi from like the athletic scene,
Yeah.
so they like knew people in rugby, but it was their first game there. Also presented a shirt to Mary Earps.
Yeah.
The shirt you're
I
currently
haven't mentioned.
wearing.
What is that
Well,
shirt?
it was kind of going to be going on the board, but I've not taken it off since yesterday because
Kind of gross.
Slept.
Kind of really
Kinda
gross, actually.
kinda
No, that's not gross.
Yeah.
It's true commitment to
Yeah,
the
no,
cause.
yeah, commitment to the cause.
It's Mary Up
Commitment to the
shirt.
cause.
Not many people have got them. She didn't get many made, and I've got one of them.
It is a very cool shirt.
So it's MAE 27. I'll do this now. MAE 27, a collaboration of women's sport, because the footballers have got the Euros this summer. The Lionesses.
Oh, sorry. Are those roses for us?
Yes,
Yes.
Maud.
Have you not seen
Where
that?
have
And I
you
feel like you need
been?
to see
No, I haven't
the
seen
back.
that.
Okay, I'm going to stand up. I'm going to put the microphone down. Sadia, if you could do the honours.
Yeah. Well, sure.
What are the honours?
Well, the
Like-
back, no, you can just turn around. Yeah, well, on the front of the shirt, we've got supporting women with a lion and the
Nice.
roses,
Okay,
lioness
yeah,
and the
yeah.
red roses.
Nice.
And then if you turn around, you got a cute little lion X red roses.
Oh, that's
with
really
celebrating
cool.
women's sport.
Sorry, I didn't put two
Yeah,
and two
very,
together.
very cool shirt. Very cool shirt.
Oh.
So you met Nilsson twins, you met Mary Earps, and you're having a great time.
Yeah, having a great time. I say I was in fan mode, but I was, doing the media stuff. But I wasn't fan mode. I was like, once you've done the week, you've prepared the team. I was like, now I'm ready to just
Done my bit.
be a fan.
Take the shoes
Chill.
off.
Be a
or
hooligan.
whatever that phrase is.
Take the shoes off. Ready to
Put
just
your
take
feet
my
up. Put
shoes
your
off.
feet up.
You and your phrases.
I'm ready to just take my shoes off and enjoy the game.
And get grounded.
And get grounded. Barefoot.
So where do you sit, Sadia?
Sat in the family and friends section next to Emily Scarrett, who had M&S cookies. So she was great. A great person
Is that
to
a
sit
big
next
deal
to.
then in camp?
No.
M&S white chocolate cookies are like all over the TikTok. All over TikTok.
Are they?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
Not that you would, yeah.
Well, yeah, I'm just clearly not down with the kids.
Might just be a reels kind of girl.
I'm a reals girl.
Mm.
I'm
Yeah.
a reals
Go
girl.
for it.
Old soul, you
Go
are, Maud,
for
old
it.
soul.
Yeah.
Maud running out in front of 37,573 fans. Now, it's not a record crowd, but it's still a lot of people.
A lot of people, yeah.
How was it?
No, it was really cool. Having that many people in the crowd is insane. Like, the noise is amazing. And I did have my anthem jacket undone, though, and I'm really mad at myself. Like, it was half undone when I ran out. No one told me.
Wait, what told you what? What's
What, that
To
it
zip
looked,
it
what
all
did
the
it
way.
look?
I looked so bad.
It looked scruffy.
I looked scruffy.
I mean, I don't think many noticed.
Yeah,
No,
I
true,
think you're
true.
all right, Maud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it
Do
was
you-
cool.
Do you get emotional?
Oh, I don't really ever get emotional. I just try and look for my mum and dad, to be honest.
And I hear you have
What,
a few
pizza?
extra guests as
Yes,
well.
my school friends were in the crowd, which is
That's
so
getting
cute.
emotional, isn't it?
No,
Yeah,
it
body language
is
changed.
nice because I feel like, the friends that have no clue about rugby and like are just so supportive of you, and they don't really care like about the team. Like they obviously do
Yeah,
now,
no,
but
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
and I went up to them and they were screaming for like 10 minutes and being like, "This is Maud! I can't believe Maud!" It was so cute. And my friend Pet drew a massive rose on a sign and printed out my face and put it on the middle of the rose, and that was a great sign.
It was really cute.
It was awful but great.
And so you knowing they was there and obviously your parents are there
Yeah.
along with 37,000 other people, do you get a bit more nervous at all?
I don't get nervous with more people. I get nervous like just as we're about to kick off, like as I'm holding Abby Ward's arse cheeks, ready to lift her.
Ready to lift off.
But I didn't even lift her. I just had to sprint to the other side of the pitch, and it was so hard.
Yeah, Zoe
Just get
Allcroft
there
was
in
getting
time.
all those
Yeah,
kickoff
very
catches.
good.
Very good.
Yeah.
On that note, let's get into the game. England 43, France 42.
Yeah, it was a
Maud,
close one.
sum the game up in one word.
Ooh, one word.
We're going to get the same afterwards.
Punchy. Why?
One
punchy?
word. One word.
Punchy.
No,
I'll explain myself.
I
Like,
don't want
it
you
was like
to.
a boxing match because it was like try. Like it was a try fest.
Sadia, your turn. Game in one word. Quickly.
Oh, sorry. I'll be
No.
on. No,
One
sorry.
word.
I know it's
What?
one word.
Do you
I
not
know
get?
it's one word. But I'll be honest though. When you watch the game as a fan, like I wasn't even. I was just watching it like, oh my god, another try. And then when it was 43-42, is that the final score?
Yeah.
I was so like, oh, it's a game of rugby, yay! I wasn't. It didn't even occur to me
That we were.
that we were, 1
Edgy.
point away from losing. Anyway, one word.
Entertained? You sound like you just had a great day
Yeah.
out with your mates.
Entertaining. Entertaining.
Tri-fest, would you describe? You said it was punchy, back and forth.
Yeah.
Would you describe it as a tri-fest?
Yeah, I
Yes.
feel like the tries were like they were like not easy walk-ins, but like Singers scored 2, which were their defense was very narrow.
Yeah.
and she pretty much did, like, obviously it was great ball from, I think Meg
Meg Jones, yeah.
But we had another person outside singers as well. So, like, they were very, very narrow. So, but I guess our set piece drew them in. I don't know. I don't know too much analysis on it.
Yeah, no, exactly that. And that's what you saw from the sidelines is there was, especially in that first half, there was always space out wide.
Yeah.
And it was nice to see that you girls identified that to go, like, we'll do our thing in the forward. We've got a job to do first, exactly as you said, more to draw them in, get them interested in this area of the pitch. And then we're just going to use our hands and get it out wide. Yeah. And almost just do some simple rugby. And there were some moves in there. But actually, I spoke to Emma Singh after the game about one of her tries. And she said there was a set play that we was going to do, but Meg Jones didn't follow it. So I know to just follow Meg Jones and I'll get the ball. I was like, that's like Meg Jones doing Meg Jones things. And then you get a try yourself out of it.
And then it pulls off.
It pulls off,
And then, like you said, there's still an extra person outside of Emma Singh as well. 3 tries in 10 minutes in that first half.
Ooh.
Yeah.
So I would suggest England flew out of the blocks.
Yeah.
So again, another first half of great rugby.
Yeah.
First 20.
First 20, yeah. First 20.
Is that something you really went hard on this week in terms of that first 20 and the intensity of it? Because, I feel like there's a story already.
No, there wasn't. We weren't actually focusing on the first 20. It was more 20 to 50, which is probably when we were least. But, you know, work in progress, work in progress.
Yeah, plenty of time.
Well, Abidal scored in the 4th minute.
Yeah.
Of a Grand Slam decider.
Can I say, someone also asked me pre-game, who do you think is going to score the first try?
And you said
Abidal. I said, Abby Wow. And it was like, I am a genius. I am a genius when that happened.
Did you put her in your fantasy team? Oh, no, you can't play fantasy.
Yeah.
No.
Well, let me tell you. She was in my fantasy team. And watching her go over. Well, that will do. And guess what else? What other role she played in my team?
Super sub?
No, she's signed.
I don't get the fantasy team thing.
She's a captain.
She was my captain.
What is the captain?
Double the points. And if she's scoring, because I know she was going to, it means lots of points.
Well, do you know who was actually player of the match for this time?
Do you not know?
Zoe Aldcroft!
Finally, my wishes have been commanded.
Being commanded.
Granted, Maud, granted.
No, your wish has been granted.
Your wish is my command, or your wishes have been granted.
My wishes have been granted. Zoe Aldcroft, the GOAT. That should actually change there.
Do you think the BBC have been listening to our podcast and realised
definitely
we need to take a closer look at Maud's analysis, Maud Insights?
Maud Insights.
She's clearly right.
No, but she is incredible as our
She is incredible, yeah. She definitely deserved it.
Always.
How would you describe the game? So I'm going to need 2 different perspectives. No, not need. I'm going to want 2 different perspectives. So Sadia, get your fan hat off and get your player hat on, all right?
Okay,
get ready.
Okay.
What kind of rugby was France playing, particularly in that first half? Is it what you expected?
So it was what we were expecting, but we didn't defend it well enough, to be honest. They picked and goed, offloaded, and we weren't, especially in like that middle of the game, we couldn't slow the ball down, and they just kept offloading, kept picking and going. And we just needed to stop their momentum, but we did struggle once they got momentum to stop it.
And from a fan point of view?
Yeah, same thing. I think, it's hard when I'm not actually a fan, because I also know what France are going to bring, and they love a bit of jouet and just keep the ball alive. But that's what it looked like. It looked like once France got going, England were finding it hard to stop that momentum. Yeah.
And midway through the first half, you were leading 31-7.
Yeah.
Blimey.
Yeah, it was crazy.
That is crazy.
I was like, it's gonna be a cricket score. That's what I thought.
Yeah. And because I said England are going to win by at least 15, and I thought, here we go. I'm on here for another good prediction. That didn't age well. Zoe Harrison dropped that ball in the try zone. Yeah. Pauline Bourdon-Sansus scored as a result. How do you feel when that's happening?
I think we just it didn't seem like we knew 100% what we were doing. I feel like we probably should have done like an extra carry around the corner, but we weren't all on the same page sort of thing. And it probably was like skill execution like Mo put her hand up and was like, it wasn't a great pass, but we should have had other options and like to relieve pressure, have another carry so that we were in a better position. So it was like our own errors, but we could all be on the same page a bit better as well.
Yeah, and it's that part around previously in a tournament, England have been able to make mistakes and haven't been punished for it the way France did. And it's great prep to say that if you make mistakes, there are things that happen as a consequence, i.e. the opposition scoring. So
no, 100%.
Like from a learning point of view from you as a team, I would suggest it wasn't a bad thing that happened. And it's easy to say that now because you've got the win. And
exactly.
It's the next day. But it's important to reinforce that you have to take every single action as if it's the last action you're going to take because you don't want to be punished for mistakes.
No, 100%. We're going to learn so much from this game. Like, we're definitely going to review it and make sure that we actually work on it, because I do think that is kind of how teams have gotten into our game, is those pick and goes. So we need to be better, and we know that in ourselves, and we will be better coming into the next tournament, which is obviously the World Cup.
We've got a question from a listener.
Yeah.
Why were they holding the kicking tee for Zoe Harrison? Conditions were very still. Is it the angle or is it habit?
Yeah, you're asking the wrong girls.
You're asking the two wrong people about that one. Got
I am never picked because I'm not quick enough to get back to the starting position, to be honest.
Have you ever held a tee?
No, maybe like once, but like it's quite scary down there.
Yeah, I don't really know what to do.
Like,
do you actually hold the ball? Well, I'm not really sure.
Right, so I got asked to do it for one of my under-16s a few weeks ago. Firstly, I was on the wrong side, and I did feel a bit compromised. I'm lying down, and as she went to kick, I thought, that foot is suspiciously close to my face. And I walked over sort of in confusement, in bemusement. And one of the dads said, he was on the wrong side. You're going to get kicked in the face. I thought,
that makes sense.
That makes sense now.
Yeah.
It's not a job. It's not a job for us.
No.
So sadly, don't know.
Yeah, sorry. I'm really sorry I haven't asked that question, but
so we could waffle
and
make some assumptions.
No idea.
Ask
Zoe herself.
Meg Jones set up another try this week again, of course, with a missed pass, and it was a quite the pass up over the top. It was some distance on it as well. I was going to ask how hard is this to do, but
also
wrong girls.
Do you see many players do it? Do you practice it much? Do you see it practiced much in training?
I think obviously Meg's come from sevens. She brings that seven skill set similar to Holly Aitchison. They both have the skill set to be able to miss pass and put people into space over like 20 meters. And we saw that a couple of times yesterday of Meg putting people in for tries or putting people in for breaks down the wings. So it's definitely something those girls have, but I think some people have super skills, and that's one of theirs. Can't say it's something I practice.
I think what I like about it when I observe is they always like double pump, so they do a little pump to like
draw
dummy the little lift, and then they do the miss pass, and it really draws the defender in.
Are they drawing the defender, or are they just revving up their arms?
Really getting the power in.
So half-time score was 31-21. How did it feel in the changing room when you went in?
I think we did feel not comfortable, but like in control, I'd say. Like we felt like it didn't ever feel like we were on the back foot. Like obviously they did get momentum. They were scoring tries, etc. But we still felt in control. Like never did I think that we were going to lose the game. I think that's the belief that we have in the squad. So at halftime, I think it was just those little details again. Like we, as front row, we talk about the scrum a fair bit of halftime, like the little things, like we were creaking at the scrum.
Were there any key messages?
I think it was just to keep being us and get off the line, both sides of the ball.
Sadia, you had a very different halftime.
I did, yeah.
Enjoying yourself.
Yes, enjoyment.
Getting down with the
trumpets. Getting down with the trumpets.
Was there any rugby in your mind at halftime? And especially as you're sitting next to Emily Scarrett, I find it hard to believe Emily Scarrett can watch a game of rugby and not pass comment?
Oh no, Emily Sarrett, she was also in fan mode.
Oh.
Yeah, she had a bucket cap on. She was vibing, her M&S cookies. We were having a great time. And then Rizzle Kicks came out and we were getting down with the trumpets.
Oh,
yeah.
So no halftime thoughts from Sadia?
No. No. Honestly, I was just watching them transition onto the pitch, how quick the girls went off, stage was on, and there's Rizzle Kicks. 2 minutes. 2 minutes.
Two very different half times.
That was great.
Two very different half times. Well, Hannah Bottoman had a great game for turnovers, getting 3, and that's the kind of numbers you'd expect from a back row, whereas she's in the front row.
Yeah, 100%. I feel like all tournament, she's kind of been trying, and unfortunately she hasn't been rewarded, like just not had the referee on her side. But especially because they were in our own 22, like France were getting momentum. It was such a relief of pressure, those turnovers. And you could see by her emotion after the turnover, like it set the whole team and it gave us energy. And that is exactly what we needed at those times. And yeah, it was really nice to actually, she got rewarded, and that is her super skill. So it's so nice to see.
It was being in the crowd for that moment. So I was surrounded by people who, a lot of them, it's their first rugby game, and they was just coming to be exposed, and they've got, an Instagram following, so they're there to just record the game. And so I was doing a lot of explaining during the game as to what rugby is.
Yeah.
And that happened, and like, because we could see the screens as well, they're like, oh my gosh, is she all right? Is she hurt? I was like, no,
that's just her emotions.
That's celebration. That's a really good face. Something really good has just happened. I'm not going to explain what a turnover is.
No.
But just
Too
understand something really good has just happened. And that back end of the game, literally right towards the end, France go down the wing for that final try. How do you feel? Bearing in mind you said you felt in control.
Yeah.
How do you feel as a person, as a team?
Yeah, I do feel like it is a bit different on the bench, like, and on the pitch. Like, you can really feel the game when you are on that pitch, and you can feel the pressure a bit more. Like, I had faith in the girls. Like, we just needed to take our time as we did, and then literally kick off and try and get the ball back. And we did exactly that. I think we all are on the same page and try and just execute the game plan as best as we can. Try and trust the system and trust what we've done in the week to be able to get us to that point. And yeah, I think it was game smart as well. Like, you could see, I don't know if it was on purpose, but like 5 minutes towards the end, the front row reset a scrum, which is just like, it's clever little rugby things to slow down the time. So yeah, that was about it.
And my favourite point in the game, and I don't know, Sadia, if you noticed this, and my heart swelled, is once that 79th minute try went in for France, it was England walking back to the halfway line. And I don't know if you heard it from the bench, but the noise the crowd was making, it was all about G'ing up England, and it's just like, come on England, like, we've got you, you've got this. It was louder than when we scored.
I know, and
I just thought, and like, I'm shivering inside just thinking about it. I was like, this is incredible. And seeing Meg Jones turn, and was like, because obviously Meg Jones is always up for stuff like that. And it's like really getting into it, like, we've got this. It's just, there's a few moments left, but we've got this. And I thought,
it gives you the energy, doesn't it? You feed off it.
Yeah, it was very, very, very heartwarming, and probably my favourite moment of the match. Ultimately, though, a sensational win for England, and a very entertaining win, but also a strong end to this campaign of 2025 Guinness Women's Six Nations. Was this the test that the team needed, and how much does this help going into World Cup preparations?
Yeah, I think definitely as an England side, we want to be tested, especially in a year like this with the World Cup coming and having games where it is, extremely close, 43-42, and to be able to go back and, go through the review and look on things we can work on. And, we've got, 2 months now till the World Cup. So we can take huge learnings from this game, as well as coming away with a win, which is a huge positive. Having times where you can actually think, oh, something's gone wrong here, what can we do to fix it? Is good. And I think this is a great time to have had that going into pre-season.
100%.
It's that time of the week.
Sage Insights.
Yes, Maud.
We actually did a jingle last week.
Did
Sans.
you?
I can't remember.
Sage.
Kind of being that good.
Sage Insights. It was actually.
Wow.
Okay, well, so Sage, both of us, Sage Insights. You ready?
Sage
Insights.
Wow, the harmony.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wasn't asking for your approval. I don't know if you noticed. I was ready to get into the actual question.
Let's go ahead.
In the England-France game, which players made the most tackles?
Zoe
Zoe
Allcroft.
Allcroft.
Listen to the question.
Players. Zoe Allcroft and Abby Ward.
French.
Medusa.
No. Yep. Which one?
Mane.
No.
The number 8.
Tenny, yeah. 20 tackles for both.
Oh wow. Zoe was also.
Zoe and
Yeah. Both of them made 20
nice.
tackles.
Yeah.
That's a lot of tackling
That
in
is a lot of
international
tackles.
rugby. And sticking with tackles, Al Mordi was also in the top 5.
Wow.
But do you know what the question is?
how many tackles?
How many tackles did you make, Maud?
I did feel like I made a lot of tackles, to be fair.
14.
Yeah. 15.
You're helping her. I wasn't even going to help. 15?
Yeah, 15.
You sticking with 15?
Yeah.
11.
Ah.
So you're not that good. No, I'm
Not
joking. I'm joking, Maud.
11.
Love
How
you
long
dearly.
did you play? 60?
50 minutes.
50 minutes. That is
50
good.
minutes,
50 minutes.
It's pretty true.
That is a shift.
And was there many heartwarming moments in the changing room afterwards? What did you get up to in the changing room?
Maybe not.
Yeah.
Oh, actually.
It was nice.
Yeah, it
that-
actually was very
yeah.
nice. Yeah.
Everyone, all the staff and all the pillars got presented a medal by Mitch himself. And it was quite funny, like the different ways people received the medal, like different curtsies. And it was quite funny, but it was also like really nice because I know in previous years, not all of the squad have got medals. So it's actually nice that every person in the squad, in the supporting staff, is valued and got the medal because when we win, we all win.
We all win. Nice, that's cute. And just briefly on that trophy lift, it's the moment you've all trained for. it's the highest point of the year so far, and it breaks.
Yeah, it broke pre the lift, which was quite funny.
Yeah.
I did see a little meme or whatever. I don't know if it was a meme. A little clip on Instagram. It was hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even see it. I just heard it. I just heard the FUD and I was like, what is that? And saw Zoe Marley fumbling over the bottom of the trophy.
And so they then have to hold it together and do the lift and pretend it's not broken.
Well, they didn't even hold it together. They just left the
They left
bottom
the
of
base.
the trophy.
Yeah.
So we'll
At
get
least
that.
it's a bit lighter, to be fair.
Yeah.
It's all about the bass, about the bass, no treble. Scotland v Ireland, final score was 26-19, but that doesn't reveal how it happened, the drama that unfolded in those last few moments of the game with a try from Fran McGee in the 81st minute. But like the clock is in red, so if any mistakes happen, that's game over. It got to 71 minutes. Ireland scored, got the conversion, so it's 19-19, and then Fran McGee says, nah, I'm not having a draw. I'm stepping in, girls. I'm scoring this. We need a win. And so Scotland got the win.
Nice.
Yeah, it was quite a drama-filled game because it was that back and forth again.
Yeah.
No one was
lots
really
of disruptions as well. I feel like
Yeah.
lots of HIAs.
Yeah, exactly. Disruptions. It is such
Yellow
a key
cards.
thing. Yellow cards. TMO looking back, taking the time. TMO check-in try scored, and like you say, it's a lot of that stop-start. It was a tight game throughout.
Yeah.
It was 12-7 to Scotland at half-time. Do you think Scotland will be chuffed with that?
Yeah, for sure. I think obviously Scotland have got one win this tournament against Wales, but apart from that, the tournament's been, I think they've been quite unlucky and probably not to the standard that they want to have played. So I think to come away, with a win against Ireland, which I don't think people would have been backing them going into this game, and to prove people wrong, I think, they'll be chuffed with that. And, knowing quite a few of the girls, I'm sure they would have, celebrated that really well.
I think what I was like most impressed with is the Scottish defensive effort. Like I caught a bit of the bit before half time, and Ireland had all the possession, and then Sarah Bonner got the interception, booted it, really good kick, a few phases later they score going into half time, and I think they were down before half time and then before the interception, and then they scored, so they get that momentum shift again just before half time, which probably really lifted their spirits, especially after a really hard defensive block where Ireland didn't really go anywhere. So that's what really stood out to me. And of course Evie Gallagher got a few turnovers again as well, which
as always,
very impressive.
One of our fave girls on this pod.
She is good.
Yeah, we do talk about her a lot. For me, it was that moment that with the Sarah Bonnet intercept and the kick, a reflection of Scotland were a bit more patient this week, and they weren't just wanting to do things first phase, like trying to do everything at once. And actually, so Sarah Bonnet intercepts, kicks, goes down the other end. They're about 5 meters out, and they didn't score first phase. They played a few more phases. Well, in fact, they got the ball back because Ireland got it from the kick. Scotland then got the ball back and eventually scored. And that's the difference in not panicking. Like, we're here now, we're close enough. Like, we'll happily camp out sort of 5 meters out from your try line for a bit. And we'll be patient enough to get the ball back, and then we'll score eventually. And for me, that's like the bit where you're a better rugby team if you can do that and take your time. It's the old adage of just doing the basics well and just stick to the game, stick to the systems, have faith, have trust in the system. And eventually, especially in that moment, it paid off because Scotland did score. And as you say, at a pivotal moment just before half time, and you know what a difference it makes. Yeah. If they didn't score going in, for me, that could have changed the game, because it's 100%. Like we were so close to the try line, didn't score. Maybe this isn't the game for us, but yeah, it's good to see a change up in Scotland's play this week. Another point to mention was Aoife Wafer. As you all know, I'm chief of her fan club. She was injured, didn't play the game, missed the game. Do you think they missed her? They would have missed her physicality?
I think, yeah, for someone who's been so pivotal and at the centre of Ireland's play and their set piece and their strikes, you would miss someone like that, you know, whether you can see it on the day. But I think, morale-wise, for the team looking around, not seeing someone like Wafer on the pitch, that will change small things, which might have a bigger effect, as well as them losing Erin King as well. So not only Wafer, but, two of their, good back rows. I think definitely would have had an effect on them.
Yeah, it was quite, as I mentioned earlier, disjointed, and they lost a few, what's the person with the pink scrum cap called? Dorothy Wall early on as well, who's another really big ball carrier. And then they lost Tricky, Adele McMahon for a HIA. They missed a lot of ball carriers in that first half. So they probably didn't get the momentum that they usually get. So that's probably kind of where it not went wrong, but they didn't get that momentum.
Yeah, and when you, as you say, when you've not got those people on pitch to set the level, it's almost like... we need them to come and show how we're going to hit, how we're going to get so aggressive. And if you haven't got them, then you struggle, as Ireland did in that game, sadly. But Scotland got the win. So happy days. Those kind of games, so 2 games yesterday, both close. Is that good for the tournament?
100%. Sure. Yeah, it's entertaining, and everyone wants entertainment, especially the influencers or the people that don't actually know rugby too well. They want to see tries. They want a close game because it's exciting, and you always want to watch that. Although it's a bit edgy being in part of the group that are trying to win, it's good for the game. So definitely good.
I've got another sage insight for you. Who made the most tackles in this game, Scotland-Ireland?
Ooh. I'm going to go Rachel McLaughlin.
Okay. Quick as you like.
Sorry, I'd want to go Rachel McLaughlin too.
You don't have to apologise. You can do that. Because you're both correct.
Okay, yeah.
Yay. Now the fun bit. How many tackles?
Scotland really defended a lot.
26.
Yeah.
Okay.
25.
29.
Wow. Oh my crikey.
That's
29 is a solid amount of tackles.
And Sadia, you are a tackler.
Yeah.
So if you are pulling a face, that is
anywhere near
30
is that's a big game.
It's literally wild. Rachel McLaughlin, you hero.
And a little try.
Live update.
Mia, what's the live update from the Wales-Italy score, please? 13-12 to Italy. 50 minutes gone. Blimey.
Blimey. It's heating up.
Yeah, that is heating
Another
up. Wooden
close one.
spoon
Another
is
close score.
spooning.
Wooden spoons mixing the cake.
Mixing it up.
Right. It's been one. There's been a lot of ups and downs. There's been a mixture.
Yeah.
There's been a few tests. There's been some great games and great rugby. I would like from each of you your peak and pit of the tournament.
Ooh. Starting off with my pit is probably the few days after the final of the PWR. I was just a broken lady, to be honest. I had no energy, and I thrive in camp environments, and I just was a shell of myself. And my body, I think it was more my body. I was annoyed that my body was so sore and I just couldn't heal from it. Well, I did. That was being dramatic. I did. Do you want my peak now?
Yes, please.
My peak, there were a lot of peaks. Obviously, winning is always fun. But I actually think the days off where we went to PHP and were just in the sun.
What's PHP?
Oh, Penny Hill Park, sorry. Playing spike ball in the sun and just enjoying each other's company and not having forced fun, but actually really enjoying being with each other and with the girls. I think this tournament we've definitely grown and bonded. So hopefully that just continues.
Carrying on with Maud's Bond theme, I think my peak of the tournament was actually during Fallow Week. I spent the week with Lily and Maddie, who I've got closer with during the tournament.
Lily Ives Campion
and Maddie Fayanati, which was really nice to kind of, build those bonds off the pitch, come back into camp, being refreshed and ready to go. And my pit was Rizzle Kicks playing one of their new songs. I don't know what it was. And I was quite unimpressed. They didn't play a banger. Do you know what I mean? Stick to what you know. Anyway, love ya.
Stick down with the trumpets.
Stick to getting down with the trumpets.
You really embraced being a fan yesterday, didn't you?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, okay. So my pit of the tournament has been a reflection of my new role within rugby now and being around pitch side and the weather. I
dress appropriately.
If it's cold out, I do dress appropriately. I wear many clothes, but if it's cold outside, I still have to be outside broadcasting with a camera, with a microphone. I can't just run around to get warm. It's just freezing. And York, going up to York.
York was cold.
Yeah.
It was cold. And I'm jealous. I'm not watching you girls on the pitch in your shorts and t-shirt thinking, they're in shorts and t-shirt and they're warm. I was like, and I'm freezing cold right now. So that was my pit. But my peak has been recording this podcast.
How
with you
lovely.
girls. Because I've learnt so much about being a podcaster, hosting a podcast and how much goes into it. But being able to chat to you girls on a different level and being able to spread the love to our listeners and get those insights from you and remind me of more insights and remind me of the good old days in camp.
I know, it's like you never left, Shaunagh.
I know, I do feel a part of it.
Yeah.
It's just lovely. Maybe I'll just pop in one day. What's next? Maud, I know you're going on holiday. In fact, Sadia, everyone's going on holiday apart from me.
Sorry, Shaunagh.
My first question, where's my invite?
Well, we're not actually going together.
Yeah, we're not actually going together.
But we are in the same location.
So I've missed out on 2 separate invites is what you're telling me then, Maud?
Yeah, sorry. Sorry, not sorry.
Maybe I'll take back my peak moment. Maud, where are you off to?
I'm off to Egypt and so is Sadia.
Yep.
She copied me.
Going to Sharm el-Sheikh.
Yep.
I'm going with Lucy Packer.
So
Big Luce.
You're going to the same place, not going together.
No.
Will you be there at the same time?
Yeah,
we have a few days
over for 5 days.
Okay.
Yeah.
Will you meet up?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'll swim to her.
Yeah, Maud's swimming across the sea. If you see a little snorkel in the sea, you know Maud's coming along.
I can also imagine you two having very different types of holidays.
Yeah, I think that's why Lucy wanted to be near me, so she gets a bit of both.
Of both. Yeah, I'm very much like I've said, relaxed by the pool. It's going to be
surprises
UV
me.
11.
Wow, get the tan in.
What factor sun cream will you be wearing?
50.
Yes,
well
stay
done.
safe. We must stay sun safe.
Yes, sun safe always. I'm going to be wearing my rash vest. I'm not.
Yeah.
Maud, will you be able to switch off when you go away?
I am switching off.
2 days.
Okay.
2 days max.
Oh no, I am
I was going to say,
switching.
stop lying.
I am. I just want to chill out. And then I've got Claude's wedding as well, actually, which is really
cute.
cool in
Where's
Greece, in Rhodes.
Oh, is that why we've got a Greek flag on the
Yeah,
board?
definitely. So that's from Greek night. Do you not remember?
No.
Yeah,
you need to
on
listen to
that.
the podcast. You do, Sean. Yeah, Claudia MacDonald and Cleena Maloney of Ireland
Yeah.
are getting married in Greece, which is going to be a lovely wedding.
Aww.
I know.
Sadia, I feel like we all know the answer to this question for you. Will you be able to switch off?
I might have a bit of a hard time, honestly. Brain's going to be going. Well, sorry. One thing I do want to find, if there is one, a water park. I love
water park.
a water
See,
park.
I like the actual water park of it.
Or
I
just
can't
hates
deal
the
with queues.
queues.
I can't deal with the queues. I hate them.
Hates the queues.
I
I
hate
just
them.
love a water park.
If we get fast track, I will
if
go.
we can get fast track. Then
Is that a thing on foreign
Yeah.
holidays?
yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's just like a Fort
In-
Park and
no,
Alton Towers
no,
thing.
Tenerife.
Park,
Yeah.
Tenerife, one of the biggest water parks. Made sure I went there early with my mum to get a fast track. I had a great
Okay.
time.
Well, when
Okay.
we
Everything
went
was
to
like-
Tenerife like 2 years ago, we didn't get a fast track and we went on
Yeah, we went on, like,
3
3 rides.
rides the whole day. We were there the
Yeah.
whole day and I just queued the whole
I
day.
had a great time.
Yeah, great time.
That sounds very sad.
Yeah.
In all seriousness, how important is the time off?
Very important, especially leading up to the World Cup. Like, we need time to switch off. Like Mitch said it in our exit meeting this morning, like, make sure you have a break, girls, because it's going to be really intense period and we're going to have a lot of like pressure upon us, and we do need to silence the outside noise, but I think we just need to be able to switch off, not think about rugby for a few weeks, and then we'll come back in recharged, re-energized, and fly into the World Cup, hopefully.
Once you go home and you're not in the camp environment surrounded by 40 plus
Right.
girls every morning, will it be strange being by yourself?
I think there's always that kind of camp blues where you go home and you're like, no one's making my breakfast. We don't have a meeting.
You have to make your own
tea, Like
breakfast.
we're not around each other all the time. So I think there'll be that. But I think this break is, like Maud said, very much needed going into what will be a really intense summer. So as much as you probably will be like, I'm not in camp anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I think the majority of everyone will be like, hey, it's a good thing that I need to have time now to kind of be away and then get cracking when we get back in.
Exactly, especially because the season went straight into the Six Nations. I feel like we've really not had any break since WXV before, or pre-season last year. So yeah, well-deserved break for everyone.
We've all been a big follower of Maud's tours
Yeah.
throughout this tournament. Will there be Maud's tours Egypt edition?
I'm clocking off.
So you are switching
Still
off.
gonna-
I am
The
switching
driver
off.
is not going to be there either. The
Yeah, driver is not going to be there.
the driver's not going to be there.
Maud's.
I view.
Maud's.
I view.
Sadia, you weren't here last week.
You guys have been making all the jingles when
I
I've been
know,
away,
literally.
apparently.
Maud and I
If
have...
you don't like my jingle, just say it, guys. Just say it.
Well, I don't think we needed to say it because we just done something about it.
Yeah,
We've had
fair
a problem and,
It came
and we fixed
naturally.
it. What do you think of that one?
Yeah.
Hate-
7 out of 10.
Okay,
She's a
then.
hater. What's on Maud's eye view this week?
Well, as we mentioned earlier, every staff member got a medal. So each person that went up kind of like either did a curtsy or did something. And Minty, our S&C sports scientist, GPS man, he basically is a big gym goer. And Mitch, as Minty came up to get his medal, Mitch pretended that he was deadlifting.
Yeah.
And it did get the crowd going.
Yeah, in a very Mitch fashion.
Very funny.
And will you do a supercut of all videos that could possibly turn into a feature film?
Oh, wow. That was a big question.
Will you bring it all together for one final time this tournament?
I won't combine all of them, but I'll try and do France week. But maybe after my 2 weeks break. I don't really want to do any editing next week, to be honest, in my Egypt holiday.
Genuinely switching
She's ready.
off.
She's ready to switch off. She's
Yeah,
ready.
Wow,
I'm
that's
so
different.
ready. Get me in the sun, baby.
Anyway, that's it from us. This Six Nations. Emotional?
It's been a blast.
It's been a blast. It's been
You're
a
gonna
ride.
miss me. You're
Gonna miss you, Sean,
Yeah.
but ready to switch off.
Need to get some sun.
We won't be here next week, but don't worry, Ben and Dan's episodes will be. They'll drop on Mondays and Thursdays. If you're a listener, hit the follow button, please.
If you watch the show on YouTube, hit subscribe.
And follow us on our socials at Love of Rugby.
And so, that's it. Goodbye. However, Maud made us a promise at the beginning
I
of
did
not
make a
only
promise.
this episode, but this tournament. Maud, please.
Please play us out.
And for one last time, this tournament, Maud as Oliver Twist.
Who will buy this wonderful morning? Who will buy this wonderful day? Me or my, I don't want to see it. There must be someone who will buy.
That's it.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, everybody.